Ndewonu. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all lovers of freedom wherever you are. We are here live this moment. Ndewonu. Our gospel is freedom. Freedom for Biafrans. Freedom to whoever that wants to be free. Biafrans wants to be free, and so our message is freedom. Okay, so on this note, we will keep advertising whatsoever means that will lead us for unity in one purpose. Okay, so here we are coming live. Within this short period, we want to encourage ourselves. We have to be strong. Do not lose hope. Do not give up. Continue, for one day, victory will be ours. When you fight and relent, is a sign of weakler. That is why the Bible even told us that we should pray without ceasing, because whatever thing you are doing and you really want that, you keep fighting until you get that. So as far as we are still not in our land, Biafraland, will keep fighting until we get our freedom. And that is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is where he is. And even at that, he has not given up. He has not disappointed us, as he said. Rather, it is we that are disappointing him. Mazi Simon Ekpa is where he is because of this freedom. So why are you sabotaging this freedom? Why? Is it that you don't have human sympathy for these people that are where they are suffering because of you? More especially Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Imagine when he started and he has been suffering from all kind of suffering. He has experienced it. He has gone through so many things, even up till now, yet he has not given up. Yet he has not given up. So, gị na onwe gị nsonaazụ, ebe onye isonaazụ kwụsịrị ike, gịnị ga-atụ gị ụjọ? And as God may have it, even when we face challenges, Ngozi Orabueze pụtara anyị wee hitie this struggle badly. She hit this struggle badly. Chọọ ịdọrọ aka clock azụ dollars 90 degrees or 180 or 360 degrees. If not for God's grace. If not for God's grace. Gị na onwe gị nka kwụsịrị ike, na onye dịka Maazị Ogechukwu Nkere na ndị so ya n'azụ, gị na onwe gị na-asọpọtụ ya anyị wee kwụrụ mmiri ọ dịka kasị na a na-eme, as if that is not enough. Ịma mmadụ abụ and co wee bụrụ nke ha bata. You see that last year, when was that convention? I think it was November, December till this year. Ending of last year and this year has been so tough. So ka anyachara this thing wee gafee ya, this struggle ka kwụsịrị ike, nwere ndị ka kwụsịrị ike na-asị no do. Is a thing of, is something to give God glory. And that is why this flyer here is here. That's why we have this flyer here on the 31st of this month by 10 p.m. Biafra time. you have to gather in the Zoom. We have to give God the glory for the survivor of the heat of Ngozi and the Mamadu Abu. We are going to pray and also pray for our leaders, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whom we know that he has been facing health challenges, yet Nigeria never care about that, and to Mazi Simon Ekpa. And also, as we gather, we will strategize on how we are going to go about the new year and how to support this freedom. So ejighị ego achụ anyị, akwụkwa n'ọnụ ego ya emezi, ma ọ na-asị that we have to do to support the struggle on that day. Ya mezie gị, you will not show up. No, you have to show up. O nwere anything ị ga-eme to make to ka ihe awụ nnọkọ ụmụnne ikene Chineke nna ka a gachara Finland, ha chee na a ga-emebi na Biafra agwụgo from Finland ahụ that all to your tent o Israel, mana Chineke na wee mee amara wee kachebekwe sustain ya the struggle ya ruo nke taa. So that is why we are calling that 31st, please do not miss it. I know the timing, some people will say why, because we have to go to church and pray as normally, or people in the family, you gather and pray. Yes, that is notwithstanding, you can still do that. Okay? So, Biko Nunu, let us honor this invitation. Let us honor this invitation. And everything a na-eme, everything a na-eme, all things geared to how to sustain this struggle. And the means of sustaining this struggle is by funding it. Is by funding it. Onweghị ihe ọzọ. Because anaghị agba aka azụ ana. Those people that are there who has made sure that our land has not been taken over by the Marudas, by the Fulanis, they need to eat. We cannot surrender our land to ndị ọbịa, ndị anyị na-amahụ ndị ọwụ. People that does not have base, ndị na-enweghị ọnọdụ, ndị a na-asọ dị oyi. Makwa before na n'ihu ndị a ishara ha, because moto that is campus na mmadụ na-esi isi, but we know that now na we ihu ha isi ọ ha nwawu ndị ga-abịazi si gị na ị ga-apụ n'ala gị for them to take over, and some people are yielding to it. Some people are yielding to it. You know, ajụ ma ndị a ọ na-ahawụkwa ndị Igbo nke si hapụrụ who told you to come and struggle, kedu aha nke a si n'ogene of Igbo? Ọ bụghị Okwuru Ọra, zito Okwuru Ọra ka ogene onye di. So a lot of them, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who sent you that n'iga anọ ndị people from Futajalon abịa chụpụ gị n'ala nna gị nna mmabugodi n'ime ahụ ka esi eme ime ha ata arụ, iweregodi n'okwute na-ama onye ahụ i just not sure relax aka gị, fanye aka na mpata ka ndị Fulani bịa nara ga your place. A na-ekwu na ọ na-emedebe tere aka, a na-asị na ọ na-eme na Zamfara, osi na Zamfara wee bata Sokoto, osi Sokoto bata ma Jos, Plateau, Kaduna, Benue. Una asị na ọ na-emedebe tere aka, lekwa ha n'Enugu. Ọkwa na-eme ngwe megọrọ ọdachi. ọkwa na-eme ngwa emegara ọdachi. How can you sit down? How can you sit down and you eat? You feel comfortable. You feel comfortable to surrender your land to the people that are foreigners. To ndị si esi wee bịa, makwa ebe ndị a si wee bịa. Ọkwa ndị na-achị ehi ha chọrọ ịbịa n'ọkọchị, udu mmiri bịa ha laa. Nke ugbu a wụzi na ọzi ha nwa ala. Could you imagine ndị aka na-asị na ha nọ n'ime ọhịa na na-eme kidnap, na-edu ndị mmadụ aba n'ime ọhịa, a na-akwụ ha ransom. Nke ugbu a ka na ndị si n'ọha nwa nwe Nigeria, ndị the same ndị Fulani na-agwazi gị that na ga-emezi dize, a ga-eme ndị ewu ndị Boko Haram, a ga-emezi ha guards for a ga-anabatazi ha ka ha wụrụzie forest guards. Could you imagine? Takia ndị a jiwu ha pụta na media bịa kwuo ya, unu eburu ya maka na media asị. Arise bịa mee the news, unu eburu ya na ha nwa kwuru. Please share this broadcast. Share. As you come in, click the like button, please. Click the like button as you come in. Click the like button. Okay? Click the like button and share this broadcast, please. I am not supposed to stay long. I pray God will help me. You know? So, this is otu aka ha bidoro na because nke ọwụ na ha kpelitere isi unu gba nkịtị, emewe institute to that one. Ha etigide ruga. Imagine Senate wee na-emegodi ya debate. How can you even give that an opportunity to be debated in the Senate? Na na-ekwuru okwu ruga. Ọ dị ka ndị mmadụ tiwere mkpu that one. Nke ugbu a wụzi na asị na ọha nwa ga-abụzi forest guards. Just imagine. Ekwugide ota bifi na mie na-emeni ya wụrụ eziokwu. Onye Senate na-achị ime. Because ndị Fulani a agwa ha na gọọmenti ọwụ na ọha nwa nwe ya, they will begin to look into it. For Tinubu Sege that telling the lawmakers na attacking them will cause more violence. So imagine that. Just think about that. Ya uruzie mgbe a ga-eji ha mere ha forest guards. No ha nwa ga-abụzi forest guards. Check it. So the better you act, the faster you act, the better for you. So oka man ugbu a na-eji ehihie wee shuo ewu ojii. Come out from your hiding and support your freedom. Asịsị na orutebe na nga gị, nke nwere ike si na ọka akwụkwọ n'Enugu ka ọ na-eme. Before you know what is happening, o si n'Enugu, nobody knew that na ndị a ga-emecha wee cross down from Zamfara ahụ ha nọ rutecha ma Kogi. Recently ọkwa mere Ghana church ga mekwa attack church recently and kidnap about 250 something people na Kogi na church recently. Fulani agwago gị that unu ga-akwụ tax for you to celebrate Christmas. Ka ihe a na-akpọ ya snow Niger. So as na unu ga-akwụ tax ha na-akpọ snow jia gịnị. So what do they call it? So that is the attack here. All these tax being sure because they want to make you a slave. All because no Niger. I saw any or jizya tax. Yeah. JIZA or so. So nke a kpọrọ jizya tax ha niile nwecha nnọọ every taki ha nwere name ha ga-akpọ ya, ha wepụta ya gọọmenti ewe nha ha ntị. Ị ga-anụ before ị mara ihe na-eme, ha sị gị is it not better to pay the tax, just like the other one na sị gị is it not better, it's better for you to live on the land than living inside the land, to live on the ground than living inside the ground in your own land though. To see how these people reason. Fulani had this idea. You see them trying to implement it. So this jizya has no gapu. Takia before let us pay it for peace to reign. Why will you do that? Why will you do that? Why on earth? Very lazy people, very lazy set of people. Very lazy set of people. Take how na no Igbo Christians. Ndị nkwetere na ha ga-akwụsị ha tax hapụ ndị ahụ. So mgbe ikwetere na ị ga na-akwụsị ha tax ka iwe dị ndụ, what are you? Automatically you are surrendered to be their slaves. And don't ihe ha chọrọ. Why will you bring a tax si na ndị mmadụ ga-akwụ before ha gba Christmas ikpe ha jizya, and the government anọrụ? Who are you to do that? Ọ na working with government? Or was the government ga-ewepụta methodology model says you akwụ tax? Una nọrọ. Support your freedom. Support your freedom. Do not say here Biafra nka. This una Biafra thing. This una Biafra thing, no. Or this una Biafra thing. As if you no that they will save you. They will not spare you. They will not spare you. The highest anyone will give sabotage. Look at the people that are fronting it. There may be Hebrews or Bondiaho. But you that show them, you will not be left alone. Just check out how it has been happening. Okay. So while we play music for Hamadike, please support your freedom. Fund your freedom. Fund your freedom. Fund your freedom. They will Mazi. They will thank you for joining. Tell me why someone who sacrificed his life for you and I. Tell me why out of sight has become out of our mind. He's asking for nothing and cares about not for these people emancipation. No. But there is a breaking news to those who never knew. Permit me to give you a clue. In the morning sunrise, there is a breaking news to those who never knew. Permit me to give you a clue. The morning sunrise. And he live for nothing, doesn't care about nothing, and abandon his family. True. He doesn't want to give up, but to protect you. Even when they throw him African choo-choo. Oh no, bring up the cannon now. Let me hear you sing. Bring up the cannon now. You hate him because of envy. We love him, he's one and only. We follow him because he's ready to die for the freedom of his people. Whatever he said, it's a prophecy. Take it on your living, let and you believe. He's so fanatical and ever ready to die for the freedom of his people. There is a breaking news to those who never knew. But make me to give you a clue. In the morning sun will rise. There is a breaking news to those who never knew. Permit me to give you a clue. The morning sun will rise. Queen of the canon now. The canon now. 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 Queen of the canon now. Everybody know my job is singing. Freedom of the canon, yeah. Freedom of the canon,
Europe Continental Bloc of Biafra Republic Government in Exile calling. You're cordially invited to the end-of-year gathering of the European continent, one of its kind in the history of Biafra freedom movement.
Yes, date is 31st December 2025 night, according to Biafra time, on Zoom online. It will run from 31st December night until the early hours of 1st January 2026.
Featuring special song for Biafra, recitation, poem, talk, and lecture. It's a time to sit on a round table, unwind, and learn from one another. So, if you intend to present any of the above-mentioned varieties, please reach out to the European Rep, His Academic Highness, or the Assistant European Rep, Mazi Okachukwu Owo. The earlier, the better.
Special invitees, country reps, continental reps, Homeland de facto government rep, Homeland State reps, the Chief of Staff, Mazi Amobi, alias Minister Snow, Head of Homeland Defence, Minister Success, Honourable Minister of Information, Mazi Sunny Akparawa, and our Acting Prime Minister, Mazi Ogechukwu Nkere.
Please keep a date with us. Mark it on your calendar so you don't forget. You're highly invited and welcome in advance. We're looking forward to seeing you. Be there. Europe Continental Bloc of Biafra Republic Government in Exile calling. You're cordially invited to the end-of-year gathering of the European continent, one of its kind in the history of Biafra freedom movement.
Yes, date is 31st December 2025 night, according to Biafra time, on Zoom online. It will run from 31st December night until the early hours of 1st January 2026.
Featuring special song for Biafra, recitation, poem, talk, and lecture. It's a time to sit on a round table, unwind, and learn from one another. So, if you intend to present any of the above-mentioned varieties, please reach out to the European Rep, His Academic Highness, or the Assistant European Rep, Mazi Okachukwu Owo. The earlier, the better.
Special invitees, country reps, continental reps, Homeland de facto government rep, Homeland State reps, the Chief of Staff, Mazi Amobi, alias Minister Snow, Head of Homeland Defence, Minister Success, Honourable Minister of Information, Mazi Sunny Akparawa, and our Acting Prime Minister, Mazi Ogechukwu Nkere.
Please keep a date with us. Mark it on your calendar so you don't forget. You're highly invited and welcome in advance. We're looking forward to seeing you. Be there.
So, in case Mwenye Babojuriganya, you are welcome on that day. Question, special talk, special prayers. Prepare yourself. Come with your families and friends on that day. So, do not forget the date. Do not forget the time. By 10 p.m. Biafra time, and it is Zoom. Okay? The venue is Zoom. Please. come and be part of the program. Nasị na anyị kọọ mamịrị ọnụ ọ gbọrọ anyị ụfụfụ. Ọkwanụ ka ọ dịrị anyị mma, because we cannot give out our land. Anyị agaghị ewere ana anyị nye ndị anyị na-amahụ ndị ha bụ. Ndị si esi nsi ebe tere aka o, very far place. Ihe na-ewute enwu na ọha kwụsịa ya ịnọrọ ọ na-eme life. Why should we allow such a thing? How can we allow such a thing? We are not supposed to be allowing that. So before they will do it, anyị kwesịrị itake action. The action is to fund your freedom. Those people that are doing the needful, support them. Support them. Be alert. Very, very alert in your environment. Be conscious of your environment. Be conscious of your environment. Ha nọchakwa n'azụ ụlọ, everywhere. You know the government is supporting them. So, kee nkwụsha and be serious in whatever thing you're doing. Be focused. Be focused. So that can happy take you unaware. Please share this broadcast. Let us listen. On come and join. Let us fight this fight once and for all.
So, Dangote don't accuse Farouk Ahmed, who is in charge of the regulation of the Nigerian oil sector, of paying $5 million for his children's secondary school fees abroad. $5 million from Nigerian oil money. Dangote accused him and said he should deny it. If he denies it, that he is going to sue the school, and names of the school, name of the children. He labeled it economic sabotage. Remember, Dangote and the Nigerian Oil Regulatory Agency, they have been at loggerheads over the past few weeks, because Dangote also has his own motive as well. I'm not saying Dangote is a saint, but this is oil money. If you go to Niger Delta, my father's backyard, you see oil coming from the floor. Our crops don't grow anymore. We don't have water. We don't have roads. But yet, somebody from the northern part of Nigeria who does not have...
Also, my father's backyard, crops do not grow anymore. Somebody from far will come and have it. But the problem, Nnamdi Kanu, Igbos want to take our land. I used to ask them, because, oh God, when I was in school, one of my friends, we will not allow Igbos to be president of this country. You people want to take over our land. You people want to take over. Take over what? Take over what I own. What belongs to me also. That thing you are saying I'm going to take over, I'm part of it. Now that you are afraid of your own brother and your sister to take it over, who has taken over? Since he had taken it over. Since he cannot run now say they want to take over. You people want to take over. You people want to rule us. To rule who? Whereas people are there enjoying it. Koro ni rugi. Maybe why your environment without anything. Mana onye your problem is your brother, your sister. Because Igbos are domineering, Igbos are this. They want to take over your oil well. As if the oil well is not also in my own backyard. Because the land belongs to all of us. We are all Biafrans. We are all Biafrans. We are brothers and sisters. However, enmity kunyunu nisi unu kwere bru na tre na akpagari ka ibu granot na akpagari. Eh? Ọkwafụla onye ọbụla n'anya now. Ofụla onye ọbụla n'anya. Ihe mere asarị dọkụbọ ji ekwu okwu because no nọ na contract were ego ekwesịrị ike mmadụ niile were chinye o were na-eme mpụ na arụ. Onye mere o ji ekwu okwu. But the common man is suffering it. You don't have good water to drink. You don't even have a place to go to toilet. The water you are defecating is the same water you are drinking. The same water you are using to cook food. I mean. But they are coughing huge amount of money from your backyard. Making hell of money from your backyard. Individual wundi Fulani o. Ha nwesha Sultan of Sokoto nwere oil well na azụlọ gị. Na be nna gị in your father's compound. Gumi nwere oil well. Nna support ndị terrorists na-agbagara ebe niile. Gumi nwere oil well in your father's compound. But your problem, come and support your freedom. You say, I no be Biafra, I no follow now for that una thing. Like seriously. When they come, when they want to strike, Benue never knew that it would be like this to them. I was discussing with one of my friends just about 2 days ago. She was very vehement and bad. Said that Nandi Benue na ga tagida afufu. Ni ha na eme ha ihe ha metere no njo ha metere ihe na eme ha ni. And na ga tagida afufu ya na ga tagida afufu we nwusisia isi asha ekuzi nota. Ose mo ngene. Ose mama ku ihe ndị a mere anyị. Onye awe a young lady or quite just a young girl ka na gwa gị ya fọzikwe nke no wuzi agadi nọrọ that time. Ihe a just a young. Ose mama kwa gịnị? Mama ku ihe ndị a mere anyị mpa ya gwara ya. How ndị mgbara ọsọ rute na Benue ote si wee mee ha. Iche na Chukwu na ama ihe na-akwụ law of karma. You know? But Benue they did that. Na ha na anwụkọ na-erikọ. They never knew that they will come after them. Plateau never knew that they will come after them. Oh, how can I use you? They were the people they used. After using them, they dumped them. Now they started from them. Manayi wa kweshiri. They didn't know that up till now they wouldn't have captured Biafraland and they would never capture Biafraland. They cannot. They cannot. Haga heme yeme. The God we serve cannot allow them to do that. And I am a legacy. In as much as we pray, you also act. That is why when they were building the wall of Babylon, they had weapon in one hand, they had a word in the other hand. Okay? They were building and they were washing. So in as much as we trust in Elohim, for him alone is our strength, and him alone is leading us in this struggle. Him alone is giving us the light. So we also have to be active. Nasi that no kukwe na-enweghị na-etinyeghị n'ọlụ mere gịnị nwụrụ anwụ. Faith without action is dead. So we have to be active. How can we be active? By supporting your freedom. Freedom needs finance. Freedom needs finance. Honestly speaking. So we need a Gemma, we need a J to fund this freedom. What is happening now? Nigeria is now a country of particular concern. Is because of this movement. I saw Rosa saying what America is doing to Nigeria now is because of Ngozi Orabeze. These people. Let me finish before we divert for Ngozi Orabeze and do to ya na person madiwe.
Dangote don't accuse Farouk Ahmed, who is in charge of the regulation of the Nigerian oil sector, of paying $5 million for his children's secondary school fees abroad. $5 million from Nigerian oil money. Dangote accused him and said he should deny it. If he denies it, that he is going to sue the school, and names of the school, name of the children, he labeled it economic sabotage. Remember, Dangote and the Nigerian Oil Regulatory Agency, they have been at loggerheads over the past few weeks because Dangote also has his own motive as well. I'm not saying Dangote is a saint, but this is oil money. If you go to Niger Delta, my father's backyard, you see oil coming from the floor. Our crops don't grow anymore. We don't have water. We don't have roads. But yet, somebody from the northern part of Nigeria who does not have oil in his community is using oil money to pay his children's school fees. Why the people who have oil are actually suffering in my community in Delta State and those states, Ondo State, and some other states across Bayelsa rivers, you know, and all the states that has oil. Is this fair? Just imagine. I'm not saying you should answer me. Just imagine if oil is from the north. Do you think Nigeria will still be one today? It's just a rhetorical question. I don't need an answer from you. You can drop it in the comment section.
So if Nigeria will still be one, how will Nigeria still be one? They have their own, they have gold in Zamfara, but they are mining it individually. Mana nke anyị wu general. Asị unu n'unu wo Niger Delta, unu ekwere? Gịnị wu di Niger Delta? What is Niger Delta? Ewere the name unye ya wuru problem. Eji wee psychologically jide unu, jide onye ọwụna. Niger Delta. Oh yeah, Maazị Nnamdi Kanu say that if you are talking about Niger Delta, I am also part of Niger Delta because Abia State is one of them. There are resources everywhere. They have their gold. They are mining it seriously. Even in Ketan, Hana mine gold. N'ugwu Awụsa, Hana ndị China ma France, otuka ha si na-eme ya, ma UK, ma this Arab nation. They are mining gold in Zamfara. Individually, na mine na-eresi ha. Individually, na mine na-eresi ha. Mana nke anyị wu federal government in Nigeria nwe ya. Ya wụrụ problem anọ n'ime ya. So gị nwa na-ekwu okwu a now, come out and support your freedom. You are a Biafran. You are a Biafran. Come and support your freedom. Come and support your freedom. For the problem enwere Nigeria and not Igbos. We are Biafrans, including you. We were division, we onye ọwụna n'isi, unu ekwere etakia na onsno ha bidia kongene were na-eri Nigeria, unu ekwere na-adanye. Nke asịrị pụta ọsị gị mba o anofolo na o. Till when kunu ga-eji wee mara ihe? Ma Dangote were everything wee nyefee ya n'aka. Okay, now I was trying to talk about ihe o kwuru ebe a when I was saying that ihe na-emeni wo the activities of Brigi that needs to be supported. The movement a na-eme, if not for all these senators that have been approached, Kendi mere ha approach, Brigi approach them through the lobbies, through our lobby. So through our lobbies, and they are doing the needful. But it surprises me that na nke unu na-akpọ Rosa na-agụsịsị ọnụ mmiri na Ngozi Orabueze, ihe na-eme na US wụ Ngozi Orabueze na ya nwa ndị a. These people ndị eriri eri, honestly speaking. See, how can you stand up? Just know, you know the truth. What is Ngozi Orabueze doing that is making US to do what they are doing to Nigeria? Unu jukwara m nke na-akpọ Rosa o. Unu jukwara n'ụmụ nke a na-akpọ Rosa, onye ahụ na-akpọ Rosa. Hey, Chineke nna. What is Ngozi doing? Or what has she done to attract American senators? Hey, na Ngozi na Rosa ya ahụ. And I saw broadcast Adandi Oshumere last night. Ahụ ya na-eme program. Now, Ngozi mmadụ jụrụ ya, all this money a na-erezi, all this money they have been raising, even the lawsuit money. Mana ndị a mechara fundraising for the lawsuit. Erezichakwara ego niao. So somebody asked, gịnị ka eji ego ahụ eme? This woman wey know where they got. This woman wey know they got to tell the person, now you're asking gịnị ka eji ego eme? That they are using it to bury your mother, bury your father, bury your generation. Imagine. Now Ngozi too saucy. That woman is too saucy and too bossy. Ngozi Alimatu Fulani is so saucy and bossy. Because that is, you are asking what we are using the money for. We are is used to bury your mother, to bury your father, to bury your generation, your children. I mean, mana Ngozi abia say that ka emere ya account. Ngozi pụtara na isi ka eme account. Oge nkere bịa na account. Mana ajụzie ihe o ji ego eme, ọkpọwa onye ahụ iyi. Ọkpọwa onye ahụ iyi. Gịbịa ahụ nke si n'ọwụ ọya wụ Obieze. Ọya wụ Obieze nke ya na ada ndị Osun na-akpọkarịa na program ya, ọkwa ihe ọ na-azadị wu the man. Okay, ị bịara akpọ ada ndị Osun basere program Ngozi na-eme. Now, Ngozi erie n'ego eji unu tụrụ, ma ego unu tụrụ for ejiga convention. Ngozi ate the money. Ma ego accommodation, ma ego hall, Ngozi para ego niile. None of you is able to ask Ngozi to pay, to come and give account. Owuro Mazo Genkere wu problem unu. Okay, nke kpọrọ ada ndị Oshoro si na ya wụ Maazị Obi ka ọ gịnị? Ọ ya wụ Obi esie ka ọ si na Obi gịnị ka ọ na-aza? Instead of you to talk what she's playing there. No, on and give katakata voices. I think I have to look for that those voices. Han enwe katakata ebe one of his commander, Ngozi her commander, nne threatening nke si na ọ bụ secretary na Odimegwu state. Na ndị mmadụ dara iberibe o. Ndị mmadụ dara iberibe. After playing the voice note of the other man si na ọ wụ engineer. Otu a chọrọ ịbịa gbuo ya, nke ndị Olokoro side. After their own scene, their own drama, another people are still facing that. That is I don't but these people, I don't just know. After all those scenario, After everything, that Olokoro side down, okay, Odimewu is facing their own now. Imagine. The commander, they threatening the treasurer seriously that no governor again, na governor mekwa nka, that no mayor who may disappear on this earth. Or where no ending way oboda, no ending way Nigeria, because they are Nigerians. Just imagine what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu hate with passion. Oh, dịka ya na ndị ngozi na-emekọ ihe. Ndị ogbu ara ọbara. Ndị ogbu ara ọbara. Ọ na-abara the treasurer. Na ya hụkwa voice note ya again ka ọ na-agwa the governor okwu. Governor bịa mee akaụntụ. Governor bịa mee na ya nwa ya nwe again. In fact, na ya try ya again n'oge egosi ihe. No dubeghị ime ọhịa na ọ gaghị apụtakwa again. Imagine. And the woman came out to come and say that no, not a good threat. Enu na ada. Not a going anywhere threat. Na ya may go transfer the money. Hey, Chineke nna. Hey. Oh yeah, na-eme ngozi na-akpọbata ha. Come and join me. We can be collecting the money and be sharing. N'onye ahụ na-aji ya ego osino na for osino gịnị ka ihe akpọrọ this thing itself, ihe inye aka palliative or something like that. Gịnị ka o ji eme? Okwu na-ese. The woman sị na netret go ya na ndụ ya dị ya mkpa na ya emego transfer the money for her to have her peace. How can you have your peace when you are in the wrong place? Ọ kakwara gị money pụtara ebe ahụ before ihe ahụ gwara gị o may happen to you. Ndị na-anaghị ekwere ekwenute ekwere. I think ka mmagodi ka m ga-esi wee mee retrieve that ihe Oga Kama, I will look for it. She used it and made a program last night. No, the woman who na lament na ye send the go the thing na omego kwea transfer to the governor. This that the way was here DPM how ka ha say ne kwesịrị as a mother give ịpụta nwaanyị ewo ni kwesịrị agwa gị ihe ige ntị ịnụrụ nke onye a and not to side one person. Why won't he side them? Ma ndị na-ejere ya ozi. O wee siwa ya na ego anatara gị na nwanne gị nwoke wee were kee ya ebe ahụ ka ị na-adapụ ya because onye ahụ tara na gịnị bụ onye na-ejere ya ozi. I don't know. Ọ kpọkwara ọsịna ya Azụka. Ọsịna Azụka ka ọ kpọdere ya with the woman. Ọ dị ka onye akpọrọ ya. I have to look for that program again. Ọ kpọrọ ya Azụka. That woman, ya bụrụ na this thing ga-erute gị aka, gbakwa ka okwu ogera because onye ahụ gwara gị, if you are not careful, if you don't buru ụzọ onwe gị pụọ ebe ahụ, they will do to you what they have threatened you for. I say gị na a ga-eme gị disappear on this planet Earth. On this na of freedom o. Na a ga-agwa gị n'onwe ndị nwere dị obodo. Ị na-awụ treasurer. Ọkwa nnọọ power ka unu na-achọ. Ọkwa nnọọ, ọkwa just nnọọ power. Position. Nnamdi Kanu ta na-ata afụfụ. Unu apụta n'unu na-abịa ịzọ treasurer. Ị na-abịa ibi governor. Governor na-ebe edi. What kind of governor ka ịwụ? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu nọrọ na-ata afụfụ. Unu apụta n'unu na-azọ secretary general Brutus Gali or Kofi Annan. Ọwụrụ iberibe unu na-ada. Join the right position. Okay, look at the brig. Unu say orikwa ego, ọ bụrụ criminal, ọ bụrụ nke a. Mana since unu kwara brig kwa ya ọkwa ka kwụ ebe ọkwụ. That is when you should know that these people are standing on the truth. Ihe na-agwakwa that man na-akọlụ karịa Ada Ndị Osho, ọ na-akpọ onwe ya obi esie ka ọ sị nọ gịnị ka ọ na-akpọ onwe ya. Now, instead of you to come and advise these people and na-etreti n'onwe ha, mara ị ga-agwa the woman ya gbaarọ ndụ ya maka ezinụlọ ya. Ya wụrụzi oge nkerewu your problem n'oge nkerewu, because the woman say I know Ngozi Orabeze na USB is your own, but na Biafra is for everybody. Sure, Biafra is for all of us, and that is why we are telling you people, unu chọrọ iji Maazị Simon Ekpa wee were mere sentimental monument, sentimental status. I say number. Biafra is for everybody, not for one person. And that is why Maazị Nnamdi Kanu Jisunu, whoever in a genuine way for Biafra to come, do it. And not all this shambling thing. Biafra is for everybody. And Maazị Nnamdi Kanu Warunu, that will fund government in exile. Where is the government in exile? Is it not Brigi? Biafra Republic government in exile. So USB and Ngozi Naza is from where? Onye na-azụta ha na wee kọwaji ebe ka ị na-akọnye ji ga ahụ. O bi na US na-azọ aza deputy head of state, deputy prime minister, COS na nke ọbụla sara ya na ya aza. Mana obi na Georgia. Unu nwa nọrọ na bụ unu, ọ na-achịkọta unu isi, na-eweta ndị kọmanda oji amị ọbara unu nyeche ya ego, ọ nọrọ n'elu ya mee unu ịwa. The woman na-ebe na-ewepụrụ ya na platform, just like the other one, that engineer whosoever, I've forgotten his name, ejimi program ebe. Otu the woman na-ebe na Ngozi wepụrụ ya na group because no mere complain. Instead Ngozi ga-ege ya ntị mara ihe na-ese, Ngozi wepụ ya na platform. Still na amaghị ihe. Oje kwụọ ndị ọkwụrụ ụgwọ ka ha bịa join ya every day, auto say when new faces. Why is he getting new faces? Because she's using the money unu na-enye ya na-eji akwụ ndị mmadụ ụgwọ ka ha bịa na join ya. You should know that Brigi is the right place, because since so no kwa Ngozi kwa ya oka kwukwe ebe ahụ ọkwụ. Ime mmadụ abụbụ ya kwa ya oka kwukwe ebe ahụ ọkwụ. Mana unu nwa na-eme dangling. So we standing on the truth, because the truth must always stand, except onye ahụ na-lead the truth where dazia odakwa akwapụ ya. This government in exile, Maazị Nnamdi Kanu bere akwa ya that we will reach US. Upon the US, see, support this freedom. We form Biafra government in exile. Afọ ọmụgụ ya. Maazị Obiabia saying that imagine what the man said. Onye ma ahụ ya, I don't know, biko chetara no ma this man ma osno obiesie kongene ada kpọrọ ya Maazị Obiesie, I think so. Ọ na-akpọkara ada. The man say na Ngozi riri ego, na iri ego awụdịghị the problem. Now the problem go changing the name, the registration. That neighbor honka, because instead of Ibu one place, Ada Ndị Osho they are very confused. So Ada Ndị Osho said that na Simon Ekpa hapụrụ one government. So na ndị ọzọ no njọ Ada Ndị Osho, which government ka hapụrụ gị? So which of the government ka nọ n'ime ya now? It's na Maazị Simon Ekpa hapụrụ one government. Which one is the one government? So which one are you now? Okwa brig ahụ Simon Ekpa no bụ ya. Okwa ka ọ hapụrụ. But because of arụrụ ana gị, ị chọghị ikwu ya. Enyi gị nwoke wee pụta instead ọ ga-efekọs ọ bịa sị gị na Ngozi Aragbaeze riri ego awụdị gị problem. So ọwụgụ problem. No, ichenji registration because n'ihe no one place no ka no nia one government ahụ which is the center is in US gini Mazo encourage the registration. So for him to have changed neighbor ahụ no nke ahụ the worst thing o mere. So oya with the worst thing o mere. Betu no bidoro ya unu bidoro wu bịa bịa ma account ọpụ ya. So account ahụ was the problem. Ngozi riri ego unu Ngozi agwụghị problem. No ọzọ na o chenjiri document. No unu wepụta akwagide unu kwara unu ya akwa ya na wọọlụ unu nọkọta ọ dịka unu mere resuscitate strength pụtakwa again. That registration no change the president. What is president? You are living in US. That Mazo BSc. Don't you know? Imagine. What is president and what is director? What is chairman? Can you do what Mazo Genkere did by surrendering your whole building, giving your building for the struggle? Do you know how much he should be making from there? Can you do it? Can you do it? Oh, ebunu yenwete ego kunu na merunu na gbagari ebe a unu buy this place enye hunu treasurer dịka dando chu na chọka enye ya treasurer unu esi ebe ahụ gbapụ. The same thing na mere the woman ji na-ebe akwa nke unu ji wee mee divert kpọwazi oge nkere aha Maazị Obiesie ka ogene ka ị na-aza. Ekwehụrụ arụrụ anụ unu ọ maka unu mere Biafraland ji wee dị porous. Maka unu maka arụrụ anụ unu mere Biafraland ji wee dị porous maka na unu bịa chụwa ndị nwepụtara onwe ha na-echekwa obodo. Unu agaghị anacha free o. All of you, we pay for what you people did. Just like that, my friend that said that Nandi Benue gatagida ahụhụ ihe ha mere Biafrans. Maka ị na-eme ịmahụ echi. Ikworo because of your own personal interest, because of your personal gain. Ị na-emebi ihe ị na-ekwesịghị imebi. Shebiri ụtọ ya ma ilu ya echi. Ebunu na amaghị ihe. Just imagine. Ọ dị egwu. Ọ dị egwu. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can bring up this to see what it is talking about. Is it how do you please click the like button, click and share, click and share. Let me see. Now look at here. I see death penalty for kidnappers, terrorists. We worsen security in Nigeria. Tinubu government tells lawmakers. I think I showed this thing yesterday. No. When they put this thing. To have say. I will not have time for this today. Let me Check for that thing. No. Ọ dị egwu. Ọ dị egwu. So, biko nunu, it's better you fund your freedom than allowing foreigners to come and take your land, come and support your freedom. I hope Minister of Information is not online. No. I hope he's not online.
We can
Let's listen
be
to
seen
this.
by other people as.
A lot is happening, and I have with me a very powerful, beautiful personality. Another person but Barrister Ejiofor.
Thank you very
of
much.
Nnamdi Kanu.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for
Thank you.
coming.
Thank you very much.
Do
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you
Thank
very
you, sir.
much. Yeah.
All right, so how best can you describe yourself?
Well, I'm a simple person, and it's style, but unfortunately, all the promises of reconciliation never materialize. For instance, they wish trying to reconcile, especially the Southeasterners, a lot of people ask, and how we can be seen by other people as one nation. But unfortunately, that is not the situation now. I'm not saying that it was much that better, or it was in a perfect state before, because I know before now also, a lot of people were killing some other people, and they call it pogrom, especially in the north. They were killing those from the south, especially the Southeasterners, and it led to the Civil War. Then from the Civil War, they say no victor, no vanquish, trying to reconcile. But unfortunately, all the promises of reconciliation never materialized. For instance, the issue of reconstruction and rehabilitation of the Southeast never happened. Instead, what happened was that our fathers were stripped of their finances, and each of them were giving just £20. My father told me he was giving just £20 from his bank account, though one of his saving grace was that he had some money also that were not in the bank, so he could also rely on those ones. But apart from that, he was giving £20. And then a lot of people also lost their houses due to the abandoned property law of Rivers State. Some other persons tried to do it in other states, like in Makurdi, where my father had a building. His neighbor confiscated the building and occupied it for years. So after the war, my father had to go to court.
PMG where they play this thing so that our mind for Makandi ga watch this thing. Let our mind recall back, because this thing did not start today, and we have to stop it. Enough is enough. Otherwise, our generation will not be happy for us, or will not be happy with us. Our generation, that our own generation, our own forefathers, they tried and fought, but this time, in this dispensation we cannot allow this, because we wouldn't have even be where we are now. They did not keep quiet, so we cannot keep quiet for them to take our land. Then without having a place. If our parents were so cold, if they were so quiet and say, let us leave them, we will not be where we are today. So because they did not keep quiet, ever was in our own generation, again, we have to fight with everything we have. So I'm playing this thing. This man did justice, but like a politician and like a Nigerian, where I don't blame him, because on Nigeria corner, because in the only election in Nigeria, it will vote. You are just dreaming. So I allowed it to play because he made sense. Okay, even refreshing our brain, because we forget so easily. we forget how these people suffered us.
And I have the judgment of that court in my box. My father had to go to court to retrieve that building back. The man ate all the rent he collected in that period. But the most important is that we got back our building.
The building.
Yes. And there are so many others who didn't get back their building.
Okay. So for this concern that you mentioned right now, I think a lot of people are so concerned that if there is a separation or a secession of Biafra, if Biafra leaves Nigeria today, that their investment in Nigeria, so to say, like in the northern part, western part of Nigeria, will be a thing that they are not going to retrieve back. Like it's like going home from being somebody to a nobody, or starting from zero ground one again. So it's been a lot of concern, and I think a lot of scholars say it's the reason why the agitation might not see the light of day, because lots of Igbos have invested vastly in Nigeria.
Yes, that could be a reality, but also there is a way around it. You know, if Biafra comes to exist, Biafra will be a nation amongst the ECOWAS country. It will be a nation amongst the African Union. It will be a nation also amongst the United Nations. And there are protocols guiding all these things, the properties you acquire. We have Nigerians with buildings in Ghana, in Cameroon, in the US. Nobody chased them away from their building because they are a different country. But because we are Africans, and the black man mentality, where the lazy man will want to take properties that does not belong to him, it could happen in Nigeria. I remember there was a time somebody from the north was making a statement and saying that they have already started doing a census of the buildings in case Biafrans leave. Then they will go in and take the buildings and all that. Well, if there was a war, for instance, and that war leads to secession, maybe they could do that. But if it's a negotiated secession or division, all these things will be tabled, and there will be answers to them. And that is why those who are agitating for the Biafran nation want a situation where the United Nations will be involved.
Because they have already prepared. They are just doing everything to see how they can provoke us for war. Because they have prepared their mind to take over property. But aga hapuzi makita happy in ogu. So when you are thinking because they will take your property, whether you support that your freedom or you don't support your freedom, whether you support your nation, your identity as a Biafran, or you don't support it, anything they want to do, they will still do it. Okay? The one they are doing in Lagos, did they tell you? They don't send you. So it's better for you to support your freedom.
African Union, the international community is to be involved in the separation, so that nobody will feel cheated, and so that things will be done in accordance with laid down standard procedure. Well, Nigeria will not be the first if it happens. You remember there was a nation called the USSR.
The Soviet Union.
The Soviet Union had so many countries, and when it broke up, they negotiated, they discussed. Russia took the things it needs to take. The current Ukraine fighting now took some of its own things. You remember in those days, most of the nuclear power or warheads of USSR were located in Ukraine.
Ukraine, present-day Ukraine.
And in the course of the division, they said, okay, you don't need to rush these weapons. We can give you something else. We can give you aids. We can give you finances to build, to develop your nation. Meanwhile, you will retrieve the weapons from you. And Ukraine found it profitable for it. And said, okay, yeah, you take the weapons, give us the resources to develop our nation. And with that resources, Ukraine developed a lot of infrastructure, which led to so many Africans and people, so many people from the world going to Ukraine for schooling. Those are some of the proceeds they got. Instead of harboring warheads, nuclear warheads,
That will do them no
weapons that will
good.
do them no good, that you'll be servicing and spending money on, and meanwhile there's no war that will require it in the nearest future. So because of that, so many countries, not only them, Uzbekistan.
Was wäre, wenn es einen bewährten Weg gäbe, die Märkte zu schlagen? Nicht durch Zufall, sondern durch System. Ich bin Bernd Skopinski. Nach 13 Jahren Forschung und tausenden Stunden Marktanalyse habe ich eine Trading-Strategie.
So many, Slovakia, all of them. So they separated. The buildings owned by Russians who were living in Ukraine were not confiscated by the Ukrainians. They still live there. The only thing is that if there are taxes to be paid, you pay those taxes. So we expect that in the case of the Nigerian and the Biafran issue, they should sit on the round table, discuss the separation, because it's obviously not working. It's not working. It has not worked for the past 65 years, and that we got independent. So I don't know what magic we're going to do to make it work.
It has never worked. It cannot work, and it will not work. Since how many years? Since 1965 or since 1960, it has not worked, and it cannot work. Not now. No politician can repair it. No cent. Being a politician in Nigeria can put Nigeria in order. It will not work.
In this new dispensation, when everybody is tearing the other person apart. And even from the 1914, when the British government forced us to join or amalgamated the Northern and Southern Protectorate, it's not as if there was any consultation. It was done by the barrel of a gun. A machine gun was pointed at Nigerians and said, look, you guys must be one nation. And it was done just for ease of administration for the British government, so that they could have one leader. Instead of sending so many administrative officers from London and paying them salary, you can bring these people into one nation and one head and pay just a few people salary to run the affairs of the otherwise two countries. Yes, but be that as it may, the document of the amalgamation clearly stated that it should be tested for 100 years. The 100 years elapsed, I think 2014. Yeah, it elapsed 2014. It didn't work. It's not going to work because the ideology of the two entities, the North and the South, they are clearly different. Our cultures are different. Our ways of lives are different. Our religions, they are all different. Everything is different.
Everything is different. So it cannot work. We cannot, it's not a perfect match. Not even a quarter match. It cannot work. We are entirely different. Master of the Kanu said, how can you take oil and put in a water and you want that oil to mix in the water? It is not possible. That oil cannot mix with water. The oil will be floating on top of water. So they are not married together.
The way our value system is not the same as the value system of those in the North. And that is why, not the same, that is why in Nigeria, you have the penal code, you have the criminal code. So you have two laws governing the same set of people. You have those who want to do Sharia and those who want to be secular. So our value system are not the same. Our ways of life are not the same. Some people want to keep their wives in Kule, for instance, and some of us said, no, our wives should go look for a job and earn a living and live a life. So the way we want our children,
our worldviews are not the same.
It's not. We want our children to go to school. Some people want theirs to be alamajiri in the morning, they take plates and they go out to beg. We don't want our own children to do that. So the way we see life is completely different. So there's no way we can remain together. We're just forcing ourselves to remain together, but it's not working. It's obviously not working at all.
Okay, so you mentioned the roundtable conversation where the United Nations, AU, ECOWAS to sit alongside Nigeria and Biafra to have that conversation, very vital conversation. Do you think and do you foresee that?
And that is what we are working tirelessly. That is why Mazoge Chukwunkere is going to US Congress, meeting the lawmakers. And that is why we are begging everybody to support this struggle. So that this thing, because you people are Biafrans and you are Biafrans, you have accepted it. But you need to support it. So that called it effective. We know the modalities. We have to do this in so that we will take back our land, so that we will take back our prestige, our dignity. Our land cannot be surrendered.
Conversation in the nearest future, given fact that Nigeria was created for a purpose administratively for the UK, and over time we could still see the imprints of the West, and it favors them for this, what they created to steal. So they created it for their own benefit. They created it for their own wealth and success. Do you think, since they are still the ones that run the EU, the AU, the United Nations, ECOWAS, do you think that that is possible?
I believe it is possible. Now, Africa is beginning to wake up, and luckily starting from the Sahel region. Those from Niger Republic, for instance, have told their French colonial masters to get away from their territory. Those from Chad have also done the same thing to their colonial masters. The same thing with those in Burkina Faso. You see, these are examples of African nations who are determined to be independent. They want to be independent. And we can see the development going on now in Burkina Faso. Before now, the French government was almost controlling the air they breathe.
In Burkina
Everything is, you must get authorization from France. Until this young man came in and said, no, we cannot continue to take authorization.
Unfortunately, Tinubu is handing over France to Nigeria, handing over Nigeria to France in this dispensation, when people are trying to come out from the mess of Ndi Mame Eliza.
From you before we do something in our nation. Our resources should be for us. You do not dig up our resources, fix a price for it that is way, way below the ordinary market price, and then not to talk, and then you still incite insecurity in our territory just to keep us down and to keep mining our product. So because of that, they kick them out, and I support them. And I think one day too, Nigeria will wake up to understand that Britain is not helping us. They are not helping us. Now, if you are from northern Nigeria, you could develop more, much more better than you are now if you were independent northern Nigeria, if you are detached from the south. Because, the south are... I won't say they are complimenting you. No, they are never complimenting the North. Neither is the North complimenting the South. They are two different, very different entities. Instead, the other is dragging the other back. So the North, for instance, want to go out, be full-blown Sharia country and develop maybe like Saudi Arabia. That would be wonderful. We will encourage them. It will encourage them also to face the agriculture. They have vast lands. They will do their granite pyramid. They export granite and guinea corn and food stuff and all sorts of things to the southern part of Nigeria in exchange for maybe oil and whatever. So there are so many things the North can achieve if they were independent. Look at the wind. If you travel, for instance, to Maiduguri, Sokoto, you see the wind from the Sahara Desert coming in. This wind can be harnessed into wind energy to create electricity. Yeah, but everybody is running to Shiroro Dam and all the small dams, and every time they tell you there is a collapse of the national grid,
and they'll be
it's because these things cannot sustain the population, So there is need to have this nation divided into two or more, so that each unit or each region or each section can grow at its own pace, with its own culture, with its own religion, with its own beliefs and ideology. Then it will also help those from other places those in the southwest, for instance, the Yoruba nation, they can develop their cocoa farm back. You know, before now, in the days of Zik, in the days of Awolowo, in the days of Ahmadu Bello and co, yeah, the regions were developing and competing favorably without too much bitterness or rancor. The Igbo section will want to do something extraordinary, and then the Yoruba too will want to do their own. Then the North want to do their. Everybody is competing.
Healthy competition.
And there was development. But these days, what happens? You do railway, you leave the South out of your railway project. You draw a railway from here to Niger. What do we really get from Niger? Meanwhile, Onitsha has a lot of people, trailers fly Onitsha to Sokoto to bring in goods. And then you instead of you to do the railway from Onitsha to Sokoto, you are doing the railway from Abuja to Niger. It doesn't make sense. Do a railway from Lagos to Onitsha or to Aba, where people who import
there is
goods,
a haulage.
yeah, can travel easily. You refuse. Do it from Lagos to Sokoto even. You refuse. But you do from here to Niger. And then what happens? It brings in bandits. It opens the doorway for criminal elements to come in freely. I know because they say we're ECOWAS nation, you don't need visa.
Can travel around.
You just travel as you want. Nobody asks you where are you entering or how are you entering. You just move the way you want to move. And then you see it draws us backwards to the extent that in the Federal Capital Territory, for instance,
in
you
Ghana,
see
before you enter
men.
Ghana, you must show that you are from ECOWAS. So these people that are coming in, are they from ECOWAS? Which passport are they showing to tell you that they are from ECOWAS nation? Nah.
With cattle, roaming the streets, roaming Central Business District, just like New York. Imagine traveling to New York and then you see cattle
roaming the streets
with somebody carrying stick and then hiding AK-47 in some bags in the cattle.
I beg you.
Those are the kind of things you see in a country like this where we do not have defined principles, we do not have defined citizenship.
Okay,
you know?
So in that regard, you made mention of okay. So we are vast in cultural ideology. We have difference in worldview, but Nigeria is not the only country that's got different people with different worldview coexist together. So we've seen even in the West, there are countries with multi nationalities, or would I say multi worldview, who are living in the same country.
Yes.
Do you think it's the tribal issue, or do you think it is the law, the governing body, that is not well defined, well structured? Do you think if Nigeria is well structured, that all of us can exist under the umbrella Nigeria and also feel evenly successful?
Now, in the world, it is difficult for you to find multilingual nation. It is difficult. If you are in South Africa, for instance, majority of them are they speak Swahili.
No, Swahili is for East Africa. I think they speak Zulu.
Zulu. If you go to East Africa, Swahili. If you come to Nigeria, what do you hear? Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba.
Efik.
And these are independent nations on their own. These are different nations on their own.
But Canada, for instance, has multilingual and
now they're in a society like Canada. You ask yourself, what is the driving force? You know, the mentality of the Europeans is usually different from those of us here in Africa. European, and for instance, the United States of America also,
US too,
that has so many
but
Nigerians
the white, the black
are there as Americans.
Yeah,
loyalty to what is the what is the foundational value
structure
of the American system? As far as they are concerned, their foundational value is freedom. Is freedom, because they pride themselves as land of the free, land of the brave.
Yes,
it's freedom. But in Nigeria, do we pride ourselves as free people? The kind of democracy we practice, is it free democracy? Can you really express yourself without being hunted down by the authorities? Can you, for instance, you in the media, you make a broadcast, for instance, you you give a news item to the public. The next thing is that you are fined 5 million naira for making an announcement or for even interviewing somebody. I remember some time ago, Channels Television interviewed a man called Emma Powerful of the IPOB. They were slammed with 5 million naira.
Yes, fine.
And they were like, for goodness sake.
Where are they? Since how many of them have spoken? This DOS, my powerful one, powerless. Where is he now? Has he said anything? No, IPOB or IPOB is indigenous people of Biafra. Those people are not Biafrans.
Shouldn't we interview this man? But of course, because they are Nigerians, because it's a Nigerian business, because they know you don't have a judiciary that will protect you, they couldn't go to court. If you had gone to court, for instance, you would have challenged it and maybe create a precedent. But unfortunately, we have a judiciary that if you went to court, maybe by now the matter will still be in court. There won't be a decision yet. And possibly the government will not slam you with a closure.
Okay.
In other words, withdraw your license.
Okay.
So by the time you pass through this hurdle,
Frustration.
then it's better you don't even look for a man powerful and their likes anymore. But if it were BBC, if it were CNN, they will go all out to interview the most unwanted persons
on earth.
And the American government will appreciate that interview because it will help them to understand the reasoning, the way the man is thinking, or the way his group that he represents is thinking. But in Nigerian case,
contest,
they make sure you do not talk. Now, a couple of weeks back, somebody called Omoele Showere organized the protest, Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Now protest. The court, the federal government went to court to stop that protest. The court told the federal government, we cannot give you an order to stop this protest, but we can help limit the extent or where these protests can take place. It cannot go near the National Assembly. It cannot go near the Court of Appeal and Supreme Court. It cannot go near the Inspector General of Police and all those places. That was fine. The mobilizers, Omolo Shore and co, went to a place called Unity Fountain that was originally created as a center point for protest.
That's the reason why.
That is the reason they created that place. But if you go to that place, even now, as I speak to you today, being the 6th of December 2025, you will see police trucks and hillocks and officers
like on a lockdown.
Locked down there, waiting for who will come to do any protest. But America will not do that.
Because Canada
will not do that.
Nigeria will not go obodo. So why will America do that? Everybody has freedom. They will even cartoon Donald Trump or so Nigeria is a business center.
We're not the only country where people are, for instance, seeking what do you call it? Separation. There are other countries. Even in Britain, Ireland is saying, look, we must get out from Scotland is even saying, look, we must get out from you. We must get out from you. We cannot be one country with you. You know,
even you can't Catalonia, great as it.
Yeah, Catalonia is another emerging country. It's a nation again trying to come out, and the government tolerates them because people must have different view. All of us cannot think alike. All of us cannot be the same thing. It is the uniqueness of human life is the dynamism in it, the different thoughts, approach. That is what makes human beings different from the animals. The animal, if you line them up to go like this, they will just move that way. But human being will ask you, why am I going to move this way? Why can't I follow this way? That is the dynamism we're talking about. Now, in Nigeria, the people, even the Northerners, who think that the Southeasterners don't like them, or who think that the Southwesterners don't like them, or the Southeasterners who think the North don't like them, or ordinarily, the human beings love themselves. Ordinarily. That's why if you see an accident scene here now, Nobody asks you where are you
If
from
see
before
an
they start to
alternate,
help.
they help.
They begin to help immediately. That is the human nature, the ordinary human nature. But because Nigeria is so politicized and
Tribalized.
it's so tribalized, our ethnicity is a problem to us instead of a blessing. People now begin to question. If, for instance, the resources is to be shared, they'll be asking you, where is this one coming from? Where is that one coming from? If I'm president today, just like Tinubu is, and he has given all the appointments to people from the Southwest, virtually all the lucrative or juicy appointments have been passed on to people from the Southwest. All. And then the next time was Buhari. Virtually all the juicy positions were to people from the North. So invariably, if it's my turn, I should be allowed to bring in people from the East. And if tomorrow is Asari Dokubo's turn to be president, he should be allowed to bring in people from the South.
Herzlich willkommen bei Multiwagon. We stehen hier bij onze 2,20 meter modellen in de uitvoering basis.
But if we want to do like the Canadians, like the Americans, if we want to grow a nation, tribe should be kept aside. Religion should be kept aside. In your letters of employment, when you apply for a job in Nigeria, they ask you tribe, religion. What
State of origin.
What has that got to do with perfection, with excellence, with
We've
capacity?
been in Nigerian.
Yes, we've been in Nigerian. If you're Nigerian, you're Nigerian. You should enjoy equal facility, equal right, equal opportunity.
Just like in Rwanda, it's actually
They have removed.
It's illegal.
They've removed it. Before
Yes.
it used to be.
Yes.
They ask you Hutu or Tutsi or whatever.
Or Tutsi.
But after the Rwandan civil war, you can
genocide.
never mention again that you
It's
are
illegal to say somebody's Tutsi or
Hutu.
Hutu.
You clean it out.
mana nke anyị nwawo before na ajudigo kwa gasị gị what tribe immediately ha nụrụ nnọọ Igbo afọ arụọ ha otu aka that is a country that does not love themselves. Even in UK, you know, somebody from Scotland is based in, where is this particular place? In England, particular place in England. When we were discussing, he just told me that his parents are from Scotland, but he is now he's now from London, you know, because that is where he is living. So everything here was in that place. He has the right to do anything there. But in Kanyiwawo, your property, they will destroy it and tell you to go to your place. Go to your the same country. They will tell you to go to your land. Imagine. It has never worked and cannot work.
And I'm sure, unless if Nigeria will come to that level, where once you are a Nigerian and you are residing in a state, you are automatically from that state. You can, like somebody will tell you in the US, oh, I'm from Massachusetts, but I live in Chicago, and he does everything in Chicago. He may never go back to his main original state. So it is the same thing that Nigeria should strive if we want to be a nation. But politics will not allow us. Quota system will not allow us. A situation where my son will write JAMB, make 260, and for medicine, for instance, in a federal university, and they will tell you, sorry, we cannot give you 260 because quota, your people have already filled their own quota. Then, and I bring somebody from Zamfara who has 150 for the same medicine.
Imagine.
Then my son will be like, I made 250, I read.
But they took somebody 150.
Somebody 150. And then he grows up knowing that, look,
he's been marginalized.
I've been marginalized. I do not have the same opportunity as people from the north. Then he might start be thinking, oh, I wish I'm from the north.
Yes.
And that is where people start committing crime of forgery. They now go to forge state of origin
their
certificates
name,
and all sorts of things. But if you're a Nigerian, You should be a Nigerian if we want to be a nation. Otherwise,
this is why I am bringing this. Kushan, let our brain be resetted. For we cannot continue in this kind of a union. We cannot continue in this kind of union. We cannot. People, they are just trying to see how they can compete with us by onye nwere 100 akwanye na mess. Imagine someone okata no ndị na even in the north all these plateau, these middle betters, you know, asị na ndị nwetere ndị nọ mess nwere admission na mess anọkata no chupu ha mee ha evacuate, see that they should go to another course. All these social courses. Shouldn't the Fulanis and medicine? What are they going to do? What will they do? Oh, yeah, what happened? You see quack doctors everywhere. Quack doctors everywhere. So tell me what they can do in that kind of situation.
Divide the nation so that if you want to study medicine with 50% mark, you do your medicine, you do it there. And then if I travel from my own region to your own region, I will apply as a guest. I will apply as a visitor. You understand? But the situation where I am applying as a Nigerian, as a citizen with equal right, and I don't get it because somebody is from a region considered better than my region. I mean, it's unfortunate.
Highly unfortunate. You know. All right, Barrister, that's a very fantastic approach. You have worked. You have worked with Nnamdi Kanu for a while, closely, for a number of years now.
Yes.
A lot of people just know Nnamdi Kanu they see on the media, and I don't think that's a whole of a person. How can you define Nnamdi Kanu?
Nnamdi Kanu is an Igbo man who believes in the Igbo cause and in the Igbo identity. He is also a humanist who believes that every other human being has a right to exist freely and enjoy the facilities that God in heaven has created. Nnamdi Kanu is somebody who has compassion for his neighbor, irrespective of your religion. Now, when Nnamdi Kanu was arrested in 2015 and detained in Kuje Correctional Center, do you know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was virtually paying the fines of convicts who are not Igbos, who are Hausa, Fulanis, and other tribes, paying their fines and asking them to release them, to go. He was not tribalistic. But though he believes in the Igbo cause, but he also believes that every other human being is a human being.
He's a human being, first of all.
No. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I'm sure you may have listened to the interview of, I forgot the current NANS president, who met Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS detention. He gave testimony of how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu welcomed him, even though he is Northern and a Muslim. He gave testimony of how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu accommodated even the Fulanis in the detention center, solving their problems. In fact, the Fulanis there feel more comfortable discussing with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu than discussing with officers of the DSS.
Not only him, I have even heard another testimony from that guy. Is he from Benue or from the north? But he is in Abuja. Lucky Udo was also interviewing the person. Come and see testimony. I think I have to look for that program too. Come and see testimony about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu too. He married that in Nigeria mahi ejira ka ha kwapu ya.
I tell you that as I speak to you now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave me about 6 names of Fulani or people from Zamfara who were detained in the DSS. They are still there to go to court on their behalf. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu took care of that bill. There is one, Kasimu Abdullahi from Zamfara. The other one is Kasimu Aliu and Sabiatu Abdullahi, both of them from Zamfara State. Mazen Namdekanu directed me to take their matter to court to ensure their release.
Released.
He didn't ask them whether you are Fulani, whether you are Hausa, whether you are whatever. And you know the funny thing? These guys were arrested from Zamfara State, brought down to Abuja without a single notification to their family.
So to their family, they are missing.
To their family, they believe they were kidnapped by bandits. So they are just waiting maybe the day they will call for ransom. Their brothers, I called them on phone when I visited Namdekanu. He got phone numbers with which I called their brothers from Zamfara. They were shocked
To hear that
they are in Abuja. Mudashiru, the other man is Mudashiru, Aliu, and I've forgotten the second man's name. They all traveled from Zamfara and met me in Abuja here.
Imagine.
They were in my office on Friday also, because their brother's case came up on the 4th of December. Now, you arrested this man, you brought them to Abuja. You did not give them opportunity to call their people to tell them where they are. You didn't give them opportunity to hire a lawyer.
And they've been there for
They've been there for like 6 to 7 months now.
Whoa.
No trial, no court proceedings, nothing. Now, Namdekanu, without thinking, whether they are Easterners or Westerners or Northern or whatever, gave me a charge. Take these people's matter to court and see that they are released. Their matter is before the Jabi High Court number 51. Jabi High Court number 51. Now, Mazen Namdekanu is such a person who believes in the essence of life. He believes in the essence of life. You know, that people have this notion that, like the judgment the court read the other day, which we are challenging seriously because we didn't see any merit in that judgment. The court, for instance, felt or ruled that Namdekanu was the cause of the mayhem going on in the southeast and even during the NSAS riots. For instance, how can you accuse Mazen Namdekanu of killing
30,000 people?
That is Ojus Okalo for you.
Yes.
The man who claimed he loved Mazen Namdekanu, who say he's fighting for his safety, who say he's fighting for his release, who say he's fighting for his well-being. Now, Mazen Namdekanu is convicted and sentenced. He came on national television to say Mazen Namdekanu killed 30,000 people. And we, as lawyers to Mazen Namdekanu, will respond to him in due course, because we believe that he is talking utterly nonsense. Read my lips, nonsense. Ojus Okalo was speaking nonsense. And I wish he would hear this interview because he does not have any data whatsoever to claim that Mazen Namdekanu killed 30,000 people. Did he kill 30,000 people from London, from UK, or from Kenya?
They're saying that his words like inciting people.
No, but you see, that's the funny thing. They say his words incited people. We went through a trial that lasted for over 10 years. They did not bring one single human being to say it was Mazen Namdekanu's word that made me kill this person or burn this house or burn that vehicle. No single human being was brought. They brought 5 witnesses. The whole witnesses brought were members of the State Security Service. None of them could say, I was there when Mazen Namdekanu directed this man to kill this man, and he actually killed that man. Nobody. In the course of the trial, they claimed it was his words that engineered people to kill Gulag. Some of the witnesses of the DSS say Gulag was killed on Sunday. Some say Gulag was killed on Monday. Contradictions here and there. Now, since you arrested those who killed Gulag, why didn't you bring them to court?
To be a witness.
To give witness and say, yes, it was a Mazen Namdekanu statement that made me kill Gulag. Meanwhile, the chief security officer of Imo State, the person of the governor, Hope Uzodimma, stated it clearly that IPOB was not responsible for the death of Gulag, that it was a politically motivated killing.
Assassination.
So, for goodness sake, where did the SSS people get their own information from? The man who was in the state on the day it happened told you those who did this are politically motivated criminals, not IPOB. Then SSS, who lives in Abuja, who traveled all the way from Abuja to Owerri after it had happened, is not the one telling us that it was Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's speech. Meanwhile, you arrested people, you got people, you took down statements from people who were witnesses, including the driver of the vehicle where Gulak was in before he was shot. Mm-hmm. You took down his statement. He is alive. You didn't bring him to testify. Gulak was the only man shot, killed that day. You didn't bring any of those who survived the attack to come and say what happened. You are pinning it down on Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And unfortunately, the judge believed it. Another incident, you claim that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, that it was the killing, that he said people will die. So assuming as I'm making this announcement and I say, oh, tomorrow people will die, and then tomorrow people die, you say I'm the one who caused their death. In Nigeria, people die every day. Nnamdi Kanu didn't even need to say people will die before people will die. And I'm sure he has told us severally, in so many quarters, during so many of his interviews, that you do not spill the blood of your people. When he was saying kill security agents, if you let
Barrister Kureba, remind me again of what Mazen Ngozi Arabeze is doing. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu hates you spilling the blood of your own, in fact, of anybody. But Ngozi Arabeze is not on the same struggle which Mazen Nnamdi Kanu na tafofia. When they must sumu Biafra, Ngozi Arabeze, ya na ndi Nigeria yozi. Unu ga-akwụ ụgwọ ya.
Cut his interviews in bits and then publish the one they feel comfortable with. You remember that security agencies were killing members of the indigenous people of Biafra. They killed them mercilessly in Aba High School. These are people who came into a school compound, a fenced school compound, to protest, carrying flags. Then the next thing, security agencies opened fire, killing so many of them. They killed at Mpo. They opened fire and killed so many of them. People who had no arms. It was after that incident, or those incidents, that Nnamdi Kanu say, if they kill you, kill them back. That is self-defense, and it is provided for by our laws. And unfortunately, our judge did not take that into consideration when passing his sentence. And it's quite unfortunate. We expected better from his lordship, but unfortunately,
he did
maybe the way he understood it. He delivered the judgment the way he understood it, closing his eyes to the way, to the realities of the law, of what happened.
Sie trinken 2 bis 2,5 Liter Wasser pro Tag, um gesund zu bleiben. Nun, es tut mir leid.
All right, so I learned, and I just want to verify if that is true. I learned that somebody who is facing a heavy charge like terrorism, like Nnamdi Kanu, that the law made it mandatory that he should not represent himself. That even if he refuses a lawyer, that the law court should impose a lawyer on him for such a weightier offense. Yes. So if that is true, how come the judge or the Chief Justice did not take that into consideration, knowing that it is actually against the law to allow him to defend himself?
Well, I guess the judge was in a hurry to conclude the case and to convict Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. He was in a hurry and forgot that aspect of the law. Anybody who is charged with an offense that could carry death penalty, like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, must be given a lawyer. First of all, he will be allowed a lawyer of his choice. Where he refuses to have one, or where he does not have one, or where he cannot afford one, the law provides that you must assign a lawyer to him. In the court on that day, there were so many lawyers who would have willingly and happily taken up the matter if the court had urged them or appointed them as lawyers for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There is also a department called the Legal Aid Council, created for that purpose, with so many lawyers who were in the office doing nothing on that day, just waiting to be called to come and take up the matter. But his lordship was in a hurry,
when they were
and because of that, he forgot to utilize that law that says you must provide a lawyer for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was making it open to him. My lord, I am not a lawyer. I do not understand the law under which I am being tried. Can you please explain that law? Show me the law that I have contravened so that I can enter a defense. If you show me the law now, I will enter the witness box and tender my evidence. Nnamdi Kanu said it severally. It's on record.
It's in public.
It's on record. And yet, my lord said, no, I will not show you. Just enter your defense and I will show you the law when I'm writing my judgment. You now notice that, you now ask yourself, what would it have cost his lordship, Honorable Justice James Omotosho, to take a break, write a ruling and say, this is the law you contravened? What will it have cost him to do that? Nothing. It would have cost him absolutely nothing. But instead, he insisted that he cannot show Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the law that he contravened. And how can a man, for instance, defend himself when he does not know the law that he contravened? How can a man defend himself when, according to him, the law you show me has been repealed? You are trying me under a law that is not in existence. Well, his lordship, during the course of his judgment, said, yes, the law is repealed, but there is a saving clause in the new law which says I can apply the old law. But unfortunately, my lord didn't read it properly. The law is, yes, there is a saving clause that retains the offense, but you cannot try him under that old law. The new law, which provides for the saving clause, says, I retain those offenses, but if you are going to try him under this new law. My lord didn't read that because he was in a hurry. He was in a hurry. And you know the law is that
intention.
Equity.
He was in a hurry with intention.
The law rushed. Justice rushed is justice denied. Just like justice delayed is justice denied. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for instance, had been having injustices all along. His case had been delayed for over 9 years. For over 9 years delayed. He had been in detention almost throughout. And unfortunately, in solitary detention, where you will be alone in a small room with nobody to talk to.
Right.
For almost 9 years.
Right.
What kind of punishment is that? What law? Is that not torture? And you call your country a country that respects rule of law and fundamental human rights of people, a country that does not believe in torture, but you kept him for 9 good years in a solitary confinement. And he's begging you, send me to prison. Don't put me in solitary confinement. Send me to prison. But today, after convicting him, is he not to prison they sent him?
After how many years?
After a very long time.
After 10 years now. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them, if you want to convict...
Okay, sorry.
Yes.
Hold that thought, Barrister. Do you think, because this... you said the judge was in a rush.
Yes.
Do you think that punctures that...
it punctures that judgment.
The judgment that
yes,
he
it punctures it. Because, first of all, you were in a rush to sentence him. That's why you didn't remember to give him a lawyer. As required by law. You must give him a lawyer. That is his right. It's a right. You cannot deny him that right. And if you deny him that right, it means you have given him unfair treatment and an unjust judgment. There is no justice in that.
Okay.
And not only that, the man raised vital issues that you have to decide on before you proceed.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, the law under which you try me is a repealed law. You cannot try me under that law. You must satisfy yourself and satisfy me that you have jurisdiction before you can proceed beyond the point you are now. That is what Nnamdi Kanu queried. Show me the law that you are trying me. If you show me the law that you are trying me, that means you have convinced yourself as a judge that you have the jurisdiction to try me. But if you cannot show me that law under which you are trying me, it means you are not even satisfied that you have jurisdiction. You are just pretending to have jurisdiction.
Okay.
Yes.
So Nnamdi Kanu is a British citizen.
Yes.
And a lot of people online and elsewhere, they are worried that we've not seen Britain intervene in any way, manner, shape, or form. So you are very close to the situation. We might not have enough information on that. Has the Britain, as a country, intervened in his case?
British government have not intervened because they are also guilty of the accusation Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been screaming about. They are guilty of colluding with the federal government of Nigeria to kidnap Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria.
Yes.
You remember he went into Kenya with his British passport.
Absolutely true.
Not Nigerian passport, British passport. So
he was
purely,
kidnapped as a British.
He was kidnapped as a British citizen. And Britain kept quiet, tolerated it, smiled at it, encouraged it. Britain never for once demanded that the right of their citizen be reestablished. They did not for one day request the federal government of Nigeria to return Nnamdi Kanu back to Kenya, despite the fact that there are so many judicial authorities of the Commonwealth country governed by Britain that condemns what they call extraordinary rendition. Extraordinary rendition simply means kidnapping. And the Supreme Court said it's a criminal act. And if it's a criminal act, then the person who perpetrated it are criminals. And because the federal government of Nigeria perpetrated it, the federal government is a criminal government.
That
is the law.
And there is
and
nothing.
Britain, who encouraged it, who aided and abetted it, are complicit. They are also criminals.
Absolutely not.
For tolerating such.
Yeah.
Now, it happened during the time of Umaru Diko in the same Britain, when General Muhammad Buhari, then as head of state, went to kidnap, using Nigerian elements, to kidnap Umaru Diko from London. They were intercepted. They even put him in a crate. They were intercepted. And what happened? Nigeria was sanctioned severely. They were suspended from the Commonwealth countries
for doing that.
Then the individuals who participated in it were sent to prison after conviction. That shows you it's a criminal thing. Now the same General Muhammad Buhari again went to Kenya to kidnap Nnamdi Kanu.
A British citizen.
So he appears to be an expert in kidnapping. And it was all this period that he was head of state that kidnapping skyrocketed in Nigeria. Everywhere is kidnap. It was during his period, during his tenure. And I'm sure you also remember that in those days, Boko Haram named him as their spokesman, but he rejected. So
he also saw the fight against them.
Yes.
So, and he was saying if you shoot Boko Haram, you are fighting the North.
The North. A fight against Boko Haram is a fight against them. That's what he told Jonathan.
A whole general of the Nigerian army who became president is telling you that fighting Boko Haram is fighting the North. Now Boko Haram has taken over everywhere in the North. They are now in the Southwest. They've entered Kwara, and they call them bandits. Now they give them a new name, bandits.
Imagine.
But we know that they have broken into so many factions. There is the ISWAP, there is the Rukuwara, or whatever they call them. Then there is the bandit aspect. So,
and Boko Haram.
So it's all courtesy of the last administration headed by General Muhammad Buhari and handed over to his brother and friend, Tinubu.
Is there any hope that Nnamdi Kanu will be freed?
Well, if I say there is no hope, I won't be doing justice to it, because if I say there is no hope, it means I'm preempting the Court of Appeal, because we're analyzing the judgment, we are picking out certain elements of the judgment that breach the law and the Constitution, which we hope to present before the Court of Appeal, and knowing the Court of Appeal, knowing also that it was the Court of Appeal that originally struck out all the charges against Nnamdi Kanu, we believe that there is still a good judge there in the Court of Appeal who will look at the law without looking at the politics and said, no, irrespective of the politics, this is what the law says. You are wrong here, you are wrong here, you are wrong there. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for instance, is wrong under the law, so be it. But if he's also right under the law, then grant him freedom. Let him go. You see, unfortunately, it appears some of us, we look at the body language. They tell the body language of the president. So we look at the body language of the government before we take decisions, judicial decisions. What does the body language of the government say? If the body language of the government is that don't release this man, then he will not be released. You know, there are so many funny incidents. You know, so many funny incidents. But we believe strongly that the Court of Appeal will do justice. We believe in that. We also believe that people who are following it politically will get the attention of the head of state now, or the president, talking about Tinubu, to exercise the powers under Constitution and say, look, this man did not commit any crime. Let him go. And they call it granting pardon or whatever, or prerogative of mercy, whatever it is. But let this man go.
But do you think that that's visible, given the fact that you talked about body language? Do you think that it's visible for Tinubu to grant Mazi a presidential pardon?
Well, I would say in the meantime, yes, because he had said it before that he doesn't want to interfere in judicial proceedings, that after judicial proceedings, whatever it is, that's when he can come in. So now judicial proceedings have ended.
If he did it for Chowore and did it to who is this guy? Sunday Bohu, and also did it to Adeyinka, the grandson, even in UK. So what stops him from releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Forget about
now looking at him to do that thing he promised he was going to do. But otherwise, if it's left for some people, I know people like Ojo Okalo will not want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out. He will not, because he knows that when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out, his political investment and ambition would diminish grossly. In the first place, he was crying to be made Senate president. He was crying like a baby, shedding tears, crying, you know. Why? Why would you be crying if you know it's a right? Because you do not even believe you have a right to be Senate president.
That's
you think you
crying.
can cry and get it by sentiment. You don't do that. And you cannot get it because you are not unified with your Southeasterners. How can you be talking about being Senate president, whereas people in your state self don't really believe in you? Yeah?
Okay, some people online are saying grossly that the name Biafra had become a nightmare to them. And I think Showore said that he was in a meeting before the court time. And they were talking about the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But then, that the people holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also happens to be the South
Eastern politicians. Yes.
So how viable is that? If it is very much viable and information, how can we walk across that?
Well, people of the Southeast need to be politically sensitized. You know, in the South, we hardly vote. On the day of election now, you see young men and women who are of voting age will be in their houses watching television. They will not come out. Unlike the North, where on the day of election, they will carry wheelbarrow, bring the disabled, bring everybody to come and vote. But on the day of election in the Southeast, when you tell somebody to go and vote, you tell you, look, the sun is too much, that after all, his vote doesn't count. So there is a lot of voters apathy in the Southeast.
Why are you wasting your time?
And you remember some times ago, people, because they believe in the Biafran struggle, they tore their voters card. So it is time for us to go back and get voters card.
That is where you fail.
And re-register.
That is where you
make a
fail.
statement.
And make a political statement.
Move away
Who
from
was, before he became governor.
You
You know, the funny thing is that before they
how
become,
can we to vote for what? If after voting, can your vote count? people that voted Obi Diot, where is Obi now? Is Obi in the Aso Rock? So what are you going to vote? When you go in the people that come to steal the ballot paper, they will use their instrument and buy you there. It's illegal to vote. The people able na Lagos ngari to vote. Gini ko Obi mere. So days are gone.
Governor, they will shout, Nnamdi Kanu, release him.
They ride on that.
They ride on it. Then once they enter the government house, the next thing is they cut it off. And they tell you, look, you can kill Nnamdi Kanu now.
Imagine.
Because they've gotten what they want.
They've gotten what they want.
So I understand what you're saying by the election and voting making a statement. But these people, I think we should also cut them some slack, in the sense that they come out, they vote in the time past, and after voting, they just realize that their vote actually doesn't count. I think is a valid reason for you to have that bias. Why would I risk my life? A stray bullet could kill me, could kill my child. A talk could blank me, cut me a knife or something.
That's what
I'm
I
in danger.
now.
So if I endanger my life, at least it should be worth it. So in a situation whereby we cannot be able to ascertain that, it becomes a problem. Just like in the past election, somebody like the Western community all even said that P2B won the election. But who do we have as a president?
Okay.
Tinubu.
So
And after he was even sworn in, he even came online to say that, I know that you did not vote for me. So all this, putting that in all this into consideration, do you think that the biggest statement would be election?
Now, I believe that the biggest statement will still be that election.
It's not true.
Because for Tinubu to have acknowledged that he was not voted for is a big statement. In his mind, he knows that I was not voted for. So it is better that his conscience keeps pricking him. It is better that...
Do politicians, do they have one?
Well, whether they have or not, if he doesn't have, how would he tell us, I know you didn't vote me? This is conscience that is flogging him.
Or maybe he also telling us, don't expect nothing from me. You know?
Well, he announced it before then, say, snatch it, take it, run with it. They did that. They snatched it, they took it, they ran with it. And that is why we are where we are today. That is why it seems nothing is happening, nothing is progressing. That is why it seems the Nigerian people are more sad than they were during the time of Jonathan. Because these are people who, when Jonathan was in power,
Dieser robotische Welpe ist so lebensecht, dass sogar meinen Nachbarn, einen Tierarzt, herein.
people were happy. Institutions were progressing. Institutions were allowed to work. And the only thing that can develop democracy is strong institutions. Then
I think during his time we became the fastest growing economy.
The fastest growing economy. And of course,
In
you know,
Africa,
now when these things happened, General Muhammad Buhari came in, riding on the Chibok security thing, that I know where the Chibok guys are. Just elect me within 24 hours, I'll bring them back. Then what happened? They elected him thinking he will bring back Chibok girls. People like Obi Ezekwesili and her team were going around, bring back our girls, bring back our girls.
Even the wife of Obama.
You know, and now they give power to who they think has military might and military intelligence and military strategy, hoping that he will just go and bring back the girls.
Where are we?
Till tomorrow, the girls are lost. Of course, so many of them are mothers now. Even if you ask them to come back, they'll tell you, look, I'm already here, let me remain here. I have children already. You know, like Leah Sharibu. That one is already a mother of so many children. So even if you open the door and say go, she may not go. Because she already has children. Maybe she has even developed affection for her kidnapper. Yes, it's possible.
It happens.
After a while, you develop affection.
Yes,
say, well, the man is treating me nice. That's all.
I might as well.
I might as well just relax here and remain here and be his wife. Now, that is the politics I mentioned. The ordinary Southerner will do everything to recover his or her child.
No matter how long.
No matter what, he would recover it. But the average, the Northerners, they will tell you, well, the kidnappers have taken them, we'll just wait. Have you ever heard that the kidnappers, that the Northerners were paying ransom? Is it not their government that is paying the ransom on their behalf? It is their government that pays their ransom.
Come to South.
But in the Southeast, the family
Okay.
raise money, they sell their properties
Okay.
to pay ransom.
Okay.
The other time, El-Rufai said he took money to bandits somewhere in the bush somewhere
To settle them.
To settle them. Can you imagine that? Then now the same El-Rufai came the other day and was saying that federal government has made it as a policy to pay the bandits monthly. That pays monthly, yeah, for peace to reign. Then why is it that the Southeast IPOB, even though they are not bandits, they are not terrorists, they are not criminals, why are you not paying them monthly too?
To balance the equation.
So you see, that's why I told you our world views are different. The way the North can afford, their government can afford to pay bandits and kidnappers ransom and even pay them monthly salary. They can afford that. But doing the East, we hate it. It's not in our DNA. We can't do such. Yes.
So, Barrister, lastly, why Sokoto?
They sent Nnamdi Kanu to Sokoto to punish him further. Beyond the terms of imprisonment, which the court dished out, they felt that, look, to also make him suffer, both psychologically, emotionally, and physically, send him to a place where he knows nobody. Send him to a place where his people cannot visit him easily. They want to limit the number of visitors, the number of Southeasterners who go to see him, the number of his lovers and followers. That's why they took him to far away Sokoto. But funny enough, as they took him there, the place had become a mecca of assault. Everybody is going to Sokoto.
Okay.
People don't care. Some enter night buses
to go visit,
to go see Nnamdi Kanu in Sokoto. Do you know the funny thing? Even the Sokoto indigenes, the Hausas amongst them, were so excited. They have made him president of the entire prison.
Imagine.
Somebody who just
imagine. Have you heard that? Joshua. Joshua, yeah, Joshua na prison. Na prison now prophecy. Joshua, when you want to suffer somebody, no when you mere onye aka ya dị ọcha. Ị ga-ahụ ebe ọwụ na ọ gara favor ga na-eso ya. Favor will be following Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. You also know tinye ya n'ime nnụ. Favor anụmanụ nọ n'ime nnụ will favor him. They will favor him. You took him to Sokoto where his enemies are, but he has found favor before them. In prison, they have made him president, which means nobody can touch him in that prison. Nobody, which means anything no na that prison. Imagine just when you yesterday. They are run. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, favor will follow you because of Nwachukwu
came not quite 1 month. They've made him prison. They've embraced him. The authorities are now scared again because originally Maazị Nnamdi Kanu has been telling these people that the Hausas, you are different from the Fulanis. The Fulanis came in, conquered your people, and are colonizing you. And then they will tell you we are Hausa Fulani. There is a war difference between Hausas and Fulanis. They are different. Now it is beginning to be clearer to the Hausa people that this thing might be true. There are so many of them now saying it is possible that this is true. So even in the prison now, they are scared that Maazị Nnamdi Kanu should not have Hausa followers. Because if he has Hausa followers, then there will be real issues there in the north. Because the Hausas will not tell the Fulani man, you can no longer continue to rule over us. And the North ordinary, they can't face competition. If all they believe in, if I'm the emir, I will remain the emir. After me, my children, my lineage.
Monarchy.
Then if you are the gate man to the emir,
you should be.
All your life, your lineage, everybody should be gate man to the emir. Yes. So that is their life. But we in the Southeast, if you are a mechanic today, my father, for instance, was a mechanic, a full mechanic. And today I'm a lawyer.
Yes.
And he has other children
your siblings who are different things.
Went into so many fields. There are chartered accountants, there are reverend fathers, so many owners of schools, proprietors of secondary schools. Now, if I was in the North, I won't dare do anything. I will still go back to mechanic and be servicing the cars of the emir and the sultan and all those people. But the Igbo man will ask you,
Please,
I want to have my own.
The live button and
I want to have my. I want to be my own.
Have my
owner.
own destiny.
Exactly.
Please,
Now,
the live button,
another challenge
viral.
they have is that bringing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to Sokoto is a gross breach of his fundamental human rights. There is a United Nations Charter signed by every United Nations member. They call it Nelson Mandela Detention Order. You cannot detain somebody far away from his home or from his people. It is an order we all signed as members of United Nations. We signed it. Nigeria is a signatory to it. But now you removed him from his home.
They don't obey
because
rules.
ordinarily his place of detention should be in Abia.
Please click the
His
live
hometown.
button. I
So
beg
that
you.
he will have his people.
So that he will have his people around him. It will help him in because
Psychologically.
What you call this place correctional center. If you want to correct somebody, what do? Bring him close to people who love him, so that they can talk to him and say, "Kai, Nwanna, my brother, this thing you did is not too good though." But you now took him to those you think are his enemies, the Fulani people, so that they will do what? Welcome him with hugs and kisses. The whole aim of sending him to Sokoto is to make sure they inflict the maximum punishment they can afford to inflict on him, breaching his fundamental right, breaching the laws that creates correctional facilities. Now, another important thing is this. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in the course of detention, filed several applications concerning his health. Take me to Kuje Correctional Center. They said, no, we will leave you in DSS because DSS has a facility to take care of your health. You remember there are doctors' reports from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, including the one by the Nigeria Medical Association, which was done before the order of court. You know, the court made an order for doctor to examine him.
Yes.
But they had already examined him, courtesy of the Attorney General of the Federation, who appointed that team to examine him. And they had listed, this man is not well. He has issues. They lined it up. However, they say, despite the fact that he has issues, we have facility to take care of him here in Abuja. So he can stand his trial. But now, when they were sending him to Sokoto, they didn't take into consideration those facilities. Do you have those facilities in Sokoto? They don't. They don't. Now, all his doctors are here in Abuja.
God.
The other one comes in from Abia State. The others are here in Abuja. You have completely alienated him from his doctors. So that he can go to Sokoto and maybe go critical in his illness and possibly die. They will say, sorry, he died of natural or illness or whatever. So the Nigerian society is a society that does not care for the life of his people, for the life of those who reside in it. Whether you are local or foreigner, they don't care. They don't care whether you exist or not. And that is why people can be kidnapped in their hundreds. And the government will tell you, don't worry, in the evening, by evening, they will call you for ransom. Just pay, you'll be released. They do it. People were kidnapped in Asokoro Extension the other day, 2 ladies, and they narrated the ordeal in the hands of those who kidnapped them. They said they were Fulani men who kidnapped them, took them into the bush. The bush is not far from their houses. Police people came, instead of entering the bush in pursuit, they remained in the compound that the incident happened. Now, those ladies stayed after the torture and everything that was done to them in the bush in Asokoro Station. The kidnappers told them, oh yeah, you can go. Because one of them was collapsing and waking up and collapsing and waking up. After they have dealt with them, they now told them you can go. The lady said that as they were going, the kidnappers sat on the ground and lit cigarettes and were smoking, relaxing, trying to calm themselves. These ladies walked up to their house and saw policemen there and said, these people are right behind us here. Smoking. Enter and pursue them. For where? Till tomorrow. Police did not go. And then the police came out to tell us, we rescued the girls. And the girls said, no, you didn't rescue us. You didn't rescue us. We were released by our captors. The only thing you did is when we came home, you took us to hospital and dumped us there.
Hey.
Because the lady said when we were at the hospital for treatment, they called the police when bills started rising to 200,000. Who is going to pay for this?
Hey.
The police said, you are the one who will pay.
Hey.
Monat für Monat neue Kunden für dein Expertenbusiness zu gewinnen, brauchst du keine komplizierte
So at that point, the lady said, okay, better summarize the treatment. We can't incur more bills because they have taken everything we have. Is it not the society? Is it not the government that should have taken care of their medical bills? Being victims of kidnap. These are people you ordinarily ought to protect by reason of the fact that the Constitution said that the primary duty of government is security and welfare of its people. You failed in your responsibility to provide the security. Now you are failing in your responsibility to even provide the welfare, the health welfare of the people. You are telling victims, look, you take care of your bill. Is this not a sign? These are all signs of failed state. It's failed state. We are pretending. You provide your security by yourself. You provide electricity by yourself. You provide your water through your borehole by yourself. Everything you provide for yourself.
All they can know can you go never because they have.
Is this not signs of failed state?
It is a failed state.
Now, during the time of Jonathan, Boko Haram was limited to the northeast, few states. Today, they are even doing weddings.
Imagine.
They're on TikTok.
We carry AK-47.
They're on TikTok.
They're on TikTok.
Nobody is.
You cannot track TikTok.
But you
track Nnamdi Kanu to Kenya to kidnap him. Because it's a government of kidnappers. A government that kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu is a government of kidnappers. They tried it during the Moridiko. They kidnapped him. They were caught. They did it in Nnamdi Kanu. They were caught. In their regime, there is kidnap everywhere. This shows that they were masters and their boys are everywhere kidnapping on their behalf. These are all signs of failed state.
The government of kidnappers.
In America, we like to use America as an example because one, we practice their kind of government. We travel there for medical checkup. We go there on holidays. Everything. So we'll be using them as our standard. In America, you come out and you kidnap one human being. The entire police in that state will be after you. Until they rescue the person, whether dead or alive. And they must also catch you who kidnapped him. How many kidnappers have you heard were arrested and prosecuted? How many ISWAP or Luruwani or Boko Haram or bandits have you heard were arrested and tried and convicted and sentenced? But you quickly want to sentence Nnamdi Kanu. You quickly want to sentence Showere. Those who are challenging your incompetence and your. In
fact, that is it. Nigeria is gone. So we cannot surrender our land to marauders. We cannot. Okay? So
Europe continental block of Biafra.
Let's play this before we end. I think our Minister of Information is live now. I think.
One of its kind in the
history of Biafra. I think he should be live now.
Yes. Date is 31st December 2025 night, according to Biafra time, on Zoom online. It will run from 31st December night until the early hours of 1st January 2026.
Featuring special song for Biafra, recitation, poem, talk, and lecture. It's a time to sit on a round table, unwind, and learn from one another. So, if you intend to present any of the above-mentioned varieties, please reach out to the European Rep, His Academic Highness, or the Assistant European Rep, Mazi Okachukwu Owo. The earlier, the better.
Special invitees, country reps, continental reps, Homeland de facto government rep, Homeland state reps, the Chief of Staff, Mazi Amobi, alias Minister Snow, Head of Homeland Defense, Minister Success, Honourable Minister of Information, Mazi Sunny Akparawa, and our Acting Prime Minister, Mazi Ogachukwu Nkere.
Please keep a date with us. Mark it on your calendar so you don't forget. You're highly invited and welcome in advance. We're looking forward to seeing you. Be there.
Okay, so Adekaiga Wusan no over here. Okay. Can Kai Fokwaro Mamadike. He must be released because of getting anything no middle.
It's only asked for. Every night and day he's shouting and pointing to one direction. But his own people are blind and saying it's causing division. Tell me why? Someone who sacrificed his life for you and I. Tell me why? Out of sight has become out of mind. He's asking for nothing and cares about not for these people emancipation. No. But there is a breaking news to those who never knew. But make me to give you a clue. In the morning sun will rise. There is a breaking news to those who never knew. But make me to give you a clue. The morning sun will rise. He lost daddy and mommy and he live for nothing, doesn't care about nothing and abandon his family. No. Take your time and think what he's going through. He doesn't want to give up but to protect you. Even when they throw him African choo-choo. Oh no, freeing up the cannon now. Let me hear you sing. Freeing up the cannon now. Freeing up the cannon now. You hate him because of envy. We love him, he's one and only. We follow him because he's ready
to die for the freedom of his people.
Whatever he said, it's a prophecy. Take it or you live in it and you believe. He's so fanatical and never ready to die for the freedom of his people. There is a breaking news to those who never knew.
I'm making to give you one news in the morning somewhere. Please click the like button and share this broadcast. Click the like button, please. As you do that, it will help YouTube to circulate this information. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mazi, okay? Thank you, my sister Roslyn. Thank you, Aderele. Thank you, Wisdom. Amamiye Nkeshuku. Thank you all. Thank you. The Bible video. Yeah. Thank you for joining. Thank you. God bless you all. Please, let's support our freedom. Biafran, support your freedom. Share it, like it. Like, please like the like button. Click the like button. Right now, we are ending this broadcast and our Minister of Information is online. So I am ending this probably to stream his program right away. Thank you so much for being up to this very moment. In day Biafra will arrive in our home